going to really go quickly through how you would deal with the shopping cart. Remember the shopping cart, there's its name. If you have a different name, use that. I'm going to copy my name of my shopping cart because that's the first thing I'm going to deal with when I click on the Remove from Shopping Cart button. Shopping cart is a JList. Remember how we fill things and put things in a JList. We create an array, some loop, or somehow create the array, read from a database perhaps. Clear the selection. In this case where we're adding something to a cart, we don't want that selected anymore after we selected our item from our list of inventory. So here's where we click things. We click the thing to add to my shopping cart. I've cleared my selection, but I have not yet, and one by one, instead of creating the array and then at the end adding to the shopping cart, we built this list add item, which, what does it do? It builds a new array of things to be put into the list. There's the array it builds, and then before it ends, it set list data with the new array. We're going to do the list remove item if we're going to remove something from the shopping cart. This adds an item to whatever list. We're going to be sending it the shopping cart to remove something at, and what do we need to know? We need to know the position of the item that we're going to remove from our shopping cart. We'll assume at this point that we only have one item to remove, and then we'll see how to do multiple items. Okay, to do that, we have to decide the remove button is what needs to be used to remove items from the shopping cart. The action performed is going to be, it is the mouse clicked event that I track, because add to cart, that's what we did with that one, right? Yeah, the mouse clicked event is what we track. So the clicked event, double click, and it will send me to the code. This is where I need to remove things from my shopping cart. Okay, so the thing that's currently in my shopping cart should be selected. So this button should not have even been enabled until something was selected in my shopping cart. And you're going to need the code for that. But what do I need to do? Just like I did with the other, to see what's been selected in my shopping cart, like we did before, get selected indices. That's how we get an item, and it's going to be an array of integers. So we do int array, we'll call it scart selected. Actually, I don't want s. I'm going to do cart selected. And those are integers in this array. Equals list shopping cart dot get selected indices. Items to be removed are selected. Okay. So this is going to be an array of whatever is selected. This button should not be able to be clicked, but maybe we'll put a little error check in there if we don't get anything back. So if our array is empty, we'll just go through loop. So here's the loop that we did to add item. It's going to be very much like that. Rather than copy paste it, I'm going to retype it so I know exactly the code and get practice writing my own code. So for int I equals, and we'll do it the normal way, and then you'll see why I want to do it a different way. Well, maybe this way will work. Let's try this. We'll count up from I equals 0, and we'll call this, I equals 0. I is less than cart selected dot length. It's an array, so I don't have parentheses on there. I++. Okay, what do I do for each item in that array? Well, I need to remove the item at the position in my shopping cart. So instead of list add item, it's going to be list remove item at. Remove item at. Okay? So it's going to be list remove item at. Make sure I get it spelled right. And it's going to be in my shopping cart, and it's going to be the position, not position I, but the integers that has been selected. That's I cart selected, bracket I. That means for that item in the list, that item needs to be removed. That should remove items from my shopping cart. Now, because they're being removed, that should be all I need to do, because they're no longer selected. Let's see if this works, and if it works, then I won't worry about a change I might need to make to handle. Well, let's just see how this works. There's my inventory. Click on one, add to cart. Let's see if I click on this, see if it removes it from the cart. Look at that, it worked. Let's add multiple items. History of Scotland. Learn calculus in one day. And then let's do one more for the stress. Now you see, I'm not done until I fix the view of my text. Don't forget to make sure all your text is visible, or that's an error. So let's click those two, and let's. Oh, it won't let me select multiple. Oh, there it will. Control select multiple. Let's see if it removes the correct one. Learn calculus should be left over. And it looks. Oh, look at that! I got an error. What do you think happened? I think I know what happened. I'm going to close my program, and I see here that we got a exception index out of bounds. What could have happened? I think I'm pretty sure what happened. You have to think carefully what's going on here. We're removing an item in a list, and we're creating a new list every time we remove an item. Think of what's happening when we come over here. When we remove an item at a position, say the first one, my list gets shorter. But I keep going to the length of whatever index had been selected. So if I had selected item number 3, index number 3 needs to be deleted. But if I'm deleting item number 1 first, guess what happens to item number 3? It is now at item number 2. So what I need to do is, instead of starting at 0 with I need it to be I cart. And he has to start with the longest value. I cart selected dot length. I is greater than or equal to 0. And actually this is length minus 1. And I minus minus. I need to count down from the largest index. Because if I remove the first card in my deck, or the first element in the list, everything else has a different index. So I need to count down as I remove items. Otherwise, when I had clicked item number 3 and item number 1, item number 1 gets removed, and then he wants to go remove item number 3, which is no longer item number 3. It's beyond the bounds of the array. And that's probably an error check that I should have done down here too. That if I'm trying to remove an item that's beyond the length of my array, then I'm not going to do it. So let's just say, let's see, I'm getting an integer. Here I'm making the new things here. Let's just say we're not going to do anything if we're given a bigger list, but it'll be hard to catch our error. So let's do this. If IPUZ is greater than or equal to JL, IJL. See that variable right there I have? I'm just going to print out to the console. I'm going to do my own debug message. and I'm going to return. Do nothing. So here's a little of my own. You can think of it as the simple way to do my own little try-catch. I'm not generating an error. I'm just going to send a message to the console and then not do anything. But now that in my remove, I am saying I'm going to remove the thing with the largest index first, and then count down. As I remove them, the indices of the other things to be removed is not changing. Let's see if that works. Add a few items. Let's now remove item 1 and item 3. No errors this time. You remove them in the correct order. Okay, I'll stop there, and then we'll come do the error summary.